Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David, and I am having a phenomenal time talking about the stock market with my good friend and my good pal, Mr. Al Connickson. And Al, have you had a good time today?
I always have a good time doing this show,
These
Josh.
shows go by way too fast. I mean, we have an hour-long show here, and everybody, a lot of people listen to the full show, and it's great because we have some fun. But we also have some bloopers once in a while. We had some bloopers a little bit ago. For those of you that watch the YouTube stream, you're going to be able to see in our window. We had some friends here, some fans hanging out with us here
Peeking
today.
in the window of the studio.
But it was a good time. But, if you did miss tickets to that investing class, you can text right now. Text the word invest to the number 484848. That's invest to the number 484848. To find the show online on YouTube, you can just go to Investing with Confidence. But Al, in that last segment, we talked about income strategies that are designed kind of, when you think about it, almost to hedge inflation with food prices, energy prices. As I mentioned in that last segment, energy prices since September of 21 are up roughly 92%, depending on when you watch the show or listen to the show here, which is crazy. I do remember when gas prices were $2, around $2, and that was a couple years ago. And it's not getting any cheaper. As you said, living is not free. So that's why we need those income strategies. But we also need extra income strategies to build a wealth bucket, a 401k, an IRA. So a lot of our listeners, are still in that wealth building phase. But we do have a lot of listeners that have accumulated some over the past, several years, but now they want to protect it because they're seeing, okay, things are rolling over. Things are going down. How do you help our listeners and really people come into these investing classes? How do you help them protect their portfolio?
Yeah, there's a number of different ways of doing that, and it kind of depends on where your money is as to how you can do that. But we do go over whether you have money in a 401k or an IRA or just a regular investment account, how do you protect your assets? Because that is the most important thing. If you are close to retirement or you're in retirement, it becomes extremely critical that you protect what you have, because you may have another 20, 30, in some cases, maybe even close to 40 years that you have to rely on what you've worked hard to put together for retirement. So how can you do that? There are ways of using options, for example, as an insurance policy on a portfolio. If your portfolio goes down in value, the option part of it will go up in value and kind of counter that. That's one thing you can use. Just knowing when to get out of a position and protect a profit is another way of protecting your assets. Maybe using stop losses, which you can't use on a mutual fund, for example. There's some things in a 401k that you can't use that but we can kind of go over how you can kind of counter that. And maybe one of the important things that people walk away from these classes with is how important it is to take control of your assets and maybe set up in retirement a self-directed retirement account where you have access to more protective strategies. You also have access to things that have the potential to benefit in a down market. And we don't want you to think when we're talking about all these things, as Josh mentioned that in that last segment, that you have to sit in front of a computer and watch things. That's the absolute worst thing you can do. But if you are using a strategy where you're doing that set and forget, in other words, you're telling your platform, get me in at this price, what do you have to do to be able to feel confident in walking away? You have to set it up in a way where if you're wrong, you're protected. And if you're right, your profit is protected. And that's what we show our students how to do. So you're kind of bracketing in order. You have an entry, which is going to be based on where we feel the institutions are going to be putting their positions, which will result in the lowest risk entry point for you. But also, if you are wrong, then you get out with a small loss, which can then never become a big loss. And if you're right and you have a profit, don't let that profit be taken away from you. Identify an actual factual point where the price of something is probably going to stop going up and start going down. That should be your target point. So you protect the profit that you have, and you're automatically in the position that you've preset. You're automatically out if you're wrong with a small loss, and you're automatically out, hopefully, with a big profit if you're right. That's how
Yeah.
you set something and walk away and feel comfortable or confident.
Yeah, I like that term that you used. You almost sound like you're on a late night infomercial. Set it and forget
Yeah,
it. It
oh,
sticks
yeah,
to
that's right.
everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, just to clarify, you don't forget it, right? You
No.
still know what's there, but you have to set it and let it work for you. The computer will actually execute it for you automatically. So that's the great thing about trading and investing is once you understand and learn how to do that properly, that is how you take the emotions out of it. And just to kind of talk about something a little bit earlier that you said, is you were talking about protecting portfolios and insuring almost like an insurance policy on your
Hmm.
portfolio. And I don't have the exact stat on me, but I did see that over the past few years, like life insurance and different insurance policies have really increased dramatically over the past few years because people want comfort.
Right.
People want safety. Do that same thing with your portfolio. Know that your portfolio is safe. Know that your portfolio you have comfort in saying, "Hey, over the longer term, I can protect this in down markets." And that's the key is when you're able to protect your portfolio, I would say most people can sleep better at night.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn more about protecting your portfolio, 401k, IRA, say you have a 401k with an employer, Al talks about dynamically managing it through them, protecting what you have in down markets, but also capitalizing in down markets when you self direct, as Al was talking about. So, in these investing classes, Al goes over wealth strategies to protect your assets and also to benefit in down markets, strategies that are designed for that. And it's really following those institutions because they move the market as we talk about every single week. Text right now, so get your phones ready. Text the word invest to the number 484848. If you're listening to the show right now, we have locations near you. Not too far, they're nice and close. We have physical locations. Al teaches these classes, I teach these as well. And these are classes where we've taught thousands. Just like you are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make better investing decisions. So text the word invest right now to the number 484848. When you do that, you're also going to receive a financial quick start kit that will help you get started right away just for getting set up. So, Al, we've been talking a lot about these investing classes, and over the past week or so, we've had a lot of people coming into these classes and looking for information on what's going on with this market. And you teach a lot of these, and you see kind of the look or the the light bulb go off for a lot of people. So, what can people expect to learn? So, if people are listening right now and they're like, "Yeah, I want to check this class out, but I'm not sure." What can people expect to learn? And I'll give away one more opportunity to get into this investing class.
Well, we start out by talking a little bit about the market and how things function. In other words, what makes price go up, what makes price go down, and how you can use strategies to take advantage of that. And then also we talk about the different assets that are available for different objectives and different goals. Everybody's a little different in what they want or what they need, and we want people to know that the way we do this is to look at them as a unique individual and structure something specific for them. And we also want people to know in these in these 2 hour classes to come out with an understanding of whether this is the right thing for them to do, because you have choices. You can try to function in the market, try to take advantage of market opportunities without education on your own. You can use a financial advisor, or you can get education, get knowledge and skills to participate in the market. Those are kind of the 3 choices. And the only 2 that you should even consider would be either getting the right education and the skills if you're going to participate, or use a broker.
Well, you think
Don't
about
try to do
this.
this on your own without education, because the market kind of knows that and will take
Correct.
advantage of you.
Correct. But that's why it's so important. I mean, you got to think about who has your best interest. Is it you or you? Think about
Yeah,
that for a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
But you
What's
got to
what's
get
the answer? Give us the answer.
it was a trick
Yeah,
question.
I know.
But let me tell you what I just told you. You have your best interest in your finances, but you got to get
Absolutely.
educated. You have to learn how to do that, and you have to learn where to get started. You have to find somebody who knows what they're doing and essentially do what they do. So you have to have a strategy, as we've been talking about this whole show, that's designed to follow Wall Street, to follow the institutions and banks. Find out where they're buying and also where they're selling. So for those that want to get started, and Al, you've been very inspiring here today to get people in the markets, but to do that with more confidence. It's about those 3 C's. Have it in confidence to build consistency in the market, to make better choices. So last giveaway of the show, text in right now. You can text the word invest to the number 484848. That's invest to the number 484848 for 2 tickets and a quick start kit that will help you get started right away. When you text in, we'll get you a text back and find a date that works the best on your schedule. We have these during the week and the weekend. Al, we had a lot of inspirational talk here today. Great talk about the financial markets. I had a good time. But you do have one more thing. You do have that OTA tip of the week. Let's hear it.
Do. Well, look at if what's been happening in this market has you stressed out about your money, about your financial security. You're not alone. About 75% of Americans feel that way. And the number one financial topic that we hear people talk about is their lack of understanding about investing and investments. Yet that's probably the most important issue that's going to determine the quality of your life now and in retirement. The markets are providing opportunities on a regular basis. The education's available to everyone to take advantage of that. If you don't want to do it for you, what about for your kids? Right now, we're sending out our kids into the world totally unprepared financially. It's not too late for you to make a change, and there will never be a better time than now to help your children do the same.
Almost sounds like Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. Well, you know what? This is This is Joshy the Bear. Only
no.
you can dictate your financial future. Text INVEST to the number 4848 for 2 tickets. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.